Gucci.
All right. So, you guys are in a small inn called the Riverside Inn. It is a couple of miles north, or a couple of miles. It's about a day and a half north of the nearest town. It is a small little kind of trading outpost and a place for weary travelers to get a little bit of respite from their journey from the Soul headed south towards the coast. You guys have been traveling together for about a month at this point. You guys have known each other about that long. You've gone on a very minor little adventure, and now you're kind of looking towards moving forward, maybe doing some more adventures. But right now you're just kind of huddled up in this inn, allowing a small mid-fall storm to kind of pass by.
You said Kavar? What was the name of the town that you said we're near? In? I didn't catch the town.
You're not in the town.
Yeah,
no, we're at the inn.
We're at the Riverside Inn.
Riverside Inn. Where that is.
And we're a little bit
It's
north
Kilvaria.
of Kilvaria.
Kilvaria.
Yeah.
Sorry.
About a day and a half north of Kilvaria.
Okay.
As you sit there and the fire is kind of crackling in the hearth, there's a couple of people here, members of a very small caravan that are also moving from the Soul down to Kilvaria and then further on to the coast where they can basically trade their wares across the seas to the south. But there's a handful of people in there. You see there's the caravan master, which is kind of an old, grizzled dwarven warrior type. He's got an eye patch over one eye, and he's kind of scarred and just kind of weather worn with kind of steel gray hair and beard. The hair is a little thinning at the top, but he just kind of sits by himself. He's eating a little bit of food, and the plate sits empty in front of him, and he's got a couple of tankards of ale that he's downed, and he's just kind of going over various ledgers and maps and everything as he's just kind of sitting by himself. And you see the other members of the caravan are sitting at a table together, kind of a little bit away from him, and they're just kind of eating and talking and enjoying some drink and the warmth of the room. Other than that, you see the innkeeper, which is kind of an older lady. She's probably in her late 40s, early 50s. Not completely certain, but she seems to be jovial enough, very pleasant to talk to. Her two daughters work with her in the inn. Her husband having passed however many years ago, pretty much irrelevant. But she just kind of runs this place with her two daughters, both of them being in about their early 20s. One slightly older than the other, obviously not twins. But they're just kind of going around and busying themselves with tidying up the inn, as there's not a lot of patrons currently in here, and they will occasionally run over and fill up tankards or bring more food or whatever you guys ask for. The one that's been serving you through the evening has been Kella. She's just kind of a friendly type, dark auburn hair, brown eyes, fair of skin with a spattering of freckles across her face. She's pretty for, very friendly. She's not super chatty, but she's been a good server so far. But you guys are sitting around the table, and we have the high elf druid sitting at one end. Go ahead and give us a little bit of information on how you look and what the players know about you.
Okay.
Her name is Siobhan. She's very hippie-ish, you know.
How do you spell the Siobhans?
Siobhan, I believe it is.
They're very Celtic,
Very Celtic.
Irish.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's about 160 years old, so she's not a child. She has very long, light blue hair, pale white skin, silver eyes. She's very slight of build.
Okay.
And what you guys know about her is that it is her quest to become one with nature. That is her ultimate goal in life at this moment.
Tree form. Got it.
Basically. Yeah.
All right. Sitting next to you, smiling, telling some sort of tale about some scripture or what have you from his upbringing. You have a human cleric.
So Morn is about 5'11", M-O-R-N. Basically a cleric of Istariel.
Yeah, Istariel.
So I don't know what's her symbol or.
Istariel's symbol is the skull of a raven.
So yeah, he's got an amulet that's very prominent that has the skull of a raven on it. He's got short black hair. He's got the kind of natural tan that a lot of the Venetians have, being out in the sun a lot. And he's got blue eyes. But he's fairly thin, but not like emaciated or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Just not super muscly.
No.
And what do they know about you?
They would know that I was orphaned and brought up in the temple. There's a specific temple where someone raised me, but I haven't quite figured out somewhere in Venetia it is. We'll figure that out here.
You know the details,
But yeah,
Maybe it's not something you passed on with them yet.
either that or we can flesh out where exactly I'm from in Venetia as it comes up.
Okay.
I'm always optimistic, probably to the point where it can be kind of annoying at times, especially in the face of death. I'm always talking about how, when it's someone's time or not their time. Things like that.
Do you scream, "Your time has come, buddy," and then smite things?
And then I'm always, saying something out of the book, and you're kind of certain that at least half of it is probably bullshit, or I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm very friendly, and I seem, relatively wise and intelligent.
And then across the way from you is sitting a young human woman.
With a fox. A big, fluffy, orange fox, whose name is Fox. She named him that when she was very small because it seemed like the right word. You know that he's an arcane familiar, and she is a redhead. Dark hair, pale skin, freckles, light-colored eyes. Sometimes they're green, sometimes they're blue. They're indecisive. She has an odd background in that she was raised by hags in a hag coven, and then has only recently ventured out on her own. The details of which she's basically she ran away. She refuses to travel south because she doesn't want to go near the coven again.
Well, from this point, the
Would it be south
coven
or
is north from here.
is it north? Okay.
Yeah.
She refuses to travel north. She would like to eventually make her way to the coast and get out of the swamp, because the swamp is all that she has ever lived in her entire life. Part of the coven was not happy with her leaving and may bear ill will towards her, and part of it is indecisive on the matter, so she's not sure where she stands with them.
The way you leave the coven is death.
Yeah, basically.
Old school.
Yeah.
Well, it's not your time to die.
Oh, okay, that's optimistic of you. The only item on her person that she has that's really of any interest is that she's got this massive ring on her hand that looks like just melted gold around a raw green stone. I actually sent a picture of it in a chat just to find it. And that's pretty much it. She's pretty quiet. She's used to people not basically. She's used to being ignored, but is kind of liking the idea that now she can participate in conversations and be a person. So she's not got the best social skills, but she's learning it. Because, generally when she was growing up, the only people they interacted with were either eaten or enslaved in some way, shape, or form.
What is your name?
Her name is Ruka, Ruka.
I did forget to mention Morn is in his early 20s. So he's young for a human still.
Ruka doesn't know how old she is. She's probably late teens, early 20s, but the hags didn't bother to keep track. Time is kind of unimportant to them.
Alright. So, the three of you are sitting at a kind of a relatively small, round table. You just divvied up the gold amongst yourselves, which was where you guys got that extra 30 gold from an adventure that you had pretty much just completed outside of town a little way, or outside the area that you're currently in. But in the middle of the table, you still have a number of items to kind of divvy up. There is 4 gemstones that are kind of laying on the table. 3 pearls and a ruby.
Okay.
There is also a small cloak clasp, a brooch, or brooch, depending on how you want to pronounce that.
We'll
that
broach
word.
that later.
But it's the brooch has it's like a circle of feathers with a small, well, not too small, but with a blood red garnet basically in the center of it. The circle of feathers are silver. It's a silver brooch with a blood red garnet in the middle of it.
Okay.
And there is also a crooked piece of gold colored wood. Not like a metallic gold, but that kind of a yellowy polished oak that kind of takes on that kind of golden hue to it. It's kind of twisted and gnarled, and about 18, a little over 18 inches long. You're pretty sure that the brooch and the wand are, well, obviously the stick is magical, but you're pretty sure those 2 things are magical, and the ruby that's laying there, you're fairly certain has some sort of magic to it as well.
The pearls, how much would each of them be worth? Is any one of them worth 100 gold?
Well, let's see. Give me an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence.
Oh, wizard.
14?
14. Looking at them, they're all about the same basic value, about 120 gold each.
Is that a needed spell
To
component?
cast Identify? Yeah. We can figure out what these other things
So
are.
there's 3 pearls that you can cast Identify 3 times.
Well, it doesn't use it up though, does it? It's just
No,
a...
you can
Oh, it doesn't
keep
cool.
one, and then the others can just kind of
Yeah, you guys can... So,
divvy it up. But if you're going to keep one as a focus, I guess the other 2 should go to you guys, right?
So we
So-
got a pearl each.
I'm gonna, after figuring out what they are, obviously, and put one in front of each of you. These are each worth about 100 and... anyway, between 100 and 150 gold. I'm not sure exactly, but somebody will spend lots of money for them.
They're pretty standard, just kind of a white pearl.
Yeah.
They're not black or pink or anything fancy. They're just regular looking pearls.
But the cool thing is, I can use this. I can use this to figure out what this other stuff is. And so she kind of sits down, and she has to like consult with her spellbook because she's never actually cast the spell before. But
Okay.
she will ritual cast identify.
All right, what are you starting with?
I would like to start with the ruby.
All right, so you're kind of looking over the ruby, and you spend some time casting on the spell. What are the other two of you guys going to do while she's taking a few minutes to do this?
So I've got the pearl in my hand. Like,
Okay.
would you like some pearls of wisdom?
She's gonna order some wine.
make that 2, 3.
All right.
That's the red stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure.
3.
All right. So Keller just kind of motions to you, acknowledging that your order, and goes over and grabs a bottle and starts pouring glasses of wine and brings them over. He's like, "Here you go. That's 5 copper each.
I'll get it.
So 1 silver from
Thank you.
From you. It's not the best wine, which is kind of sad because you are in the land of wine.
So it all gets exported.
Yeah, all the good stuff that gets.
Pity. Still.
It's not bad. Even the bad wine here is actually still pretty good.
Siobhan is gonna down half of it.
Well, you gotta savor it.
She's gonna
Finish that.
Such a shame.
So it turns out that the ruby is a stone of seeing, a gem of seeing. It is slightly fractured though, so you're not exactly sure how long it will maintain its enchantment.
Okay.
But while you have it, while it is still functional, it allows you to see. Basically, gives you true seeing, and if you're looking through it, you can see invisible creatures and see past illusions.
Do you have to be
and
looking
that
for
kind
it through true seeing?
Yeah, you have to actually be looking through it.
Okay.
But at some point in its lifetime, it got damaged. So while it's still functional, it may not be completely permanent.
Yeah. Does it need to be activated or?
No, you just pick it up and look through it, and
Okay.
what you're looking at, you can see.
Is it likely to explode when the enchantment
No,
goes
it'll
out,
just-
or?
it'll just stop working.
Okay. Okay. What should we figure out next? Which one? There's a cloak brooch and a stick.
look at the
I'm
wand.
interested in the brooch,
Wand?
personally.
Okay. Ladies first, and then I will identify. The spell lasts for like a couple minutes, right? It doesn't take 10 minutes each time I want to identify something.
Yeah, each individual one you can only
Yeah.
do one at a time.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's not like an aura of identify.
bear with me.
Right. Alright, so you begin working with the wand. You find that it is a wand of healing.
Fuck yeah! I mean, oh nice. Okay.
It has 7 charges, and with each charge you can cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Or you can expend extra charges to cast Cure Wounds at a higher level.
Okay. When do the charges reset, or is it 7 and it's done?
It recharges at sunrise. If you use all 7 charges, you roll a d20. If you roll a 1, the wand disintegrates and basically is just destroyed.
Okay.
Otherwise, it regains d6 plus 1 charges at sunrise each day.
1d6 plus 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then so this is neat. I don't think it's something that I could use, but one of you two could use it. It's a wand of healing.
Okay.
It's got
I think I've seen the
magic.
priest at the temple use those before.
I'd probably end up breaking it anyway, or Fox would chew on it. She'll put it out on the table.
Fox
So-
just kind of huffs at you.
If you're interested in the brooch, I would take the wand of healing.
Well, let's see what the brooch is first. I just think it looks like the feathers match my aesthetic, so to speak.
Alright.
Before I dive in for the third item, I'm gonna order another plate of meats to
Alright.
be brought out for Fox.
Alright. She brings it while you go to work. About 5 minutes later, she comes with a little tray of basically little tidbits from what's left of the roast from that night's dinner.
He nibbles at it very daintily. He's a clean eater.
But once you get finished with your spell, and you find that the brooch is actually a protective device. Once per day, you can use a reaction and use it to cast Featherfall. It doesn't necessarily have to be on yourself, but it basically gives you one free use of Featherfall each day.
Well, that's pretty neat. So the brooch lets you save yourself from falling. You can cast Featherfall either on yourself or on somebody who's like nearby if they're falling and could die. I could cast that spell too, so one of you guys should take that.
I mean, if you want to take the wand, I can take the brooch.
Yeah, she took the
That way
wand.
we can. I know I can heal. I don't know if you have any healing spells, but
Well, she does, but she can use it at a higher level. So
Attuning for the 3 items do they need to be attuned?
No, they're just pretty basic items. So there you guys go. I guess that means you get the gem of seeing.
Sure.
I assumed the wizard would want the gem of seeing. It seemed like a very wizardy item.
It's neat. I'll hold on to it. Matches my hair.
All right.
I steal one of Fox's pieces of meat.
Okay.
That's very tasty.
How do you like your wine?
It's tart and kind of bitter, but it tastes kind of like some of the berries in the swamp, so it's not.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's way more cultured than what we have at home.
What did you drink at home?
I don't actually know what all they put in it, but it was pretty bitter and thick. So I mostly just drank water.
Probably a safer
Safer
choice.
option.
Yeah.
Pretty good at finding clean water.
At this point, the door slams open, and you see this couple come walking in. One of it's a young couple, a male and a female. The guy seems to be injured. He's got like a kind of a makeshift bandage tied around his head. There's like blood stained across it. He's kind of limping, and his what you assume is his wife or perhaps girlfriend, because they don't look alike. They don't look related. Is kind of helping him along, and she too has a couple of minor cuts and abrasions across her kind of her arms and her cheek, and she kind of stumbles in. She's like, "Please, can someone help us?"
I'll get up and go over to them. What happened here? I'm gonna go look over them and see.
We were attacked, traveling south along the road. Some strange creatures came out of the marsh near the river, and just attacked us. They were weird. I don't know if they were humans or frogs or some sort of like dire beast of some sort. It was just strange. But they shot us with darts and attacked us with spears, and we just barely managed to escape. They killed our horse, and we had to leave our wagon behind, unfortunately.
With an intelligence check of 18, would I know, since I'm local, what kind of creature they'd probably run into from that description?
Probably bullywugs. They are kind of a humanoid frog creature known to attack pretty much anyone that moves through what they would consider their territory.
Okay. Sounds like bullywugs. The ones around here are particularly nasty.
They're from a marsh. Would those be relatives of yours?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, but I don't really. I mean, they kind of look like frog people.
And you're not a frog person.
I have red hair. They don't have hair, so
Okay.
that's
Looking over
the
their
assumption I made.
injuries, do they look relatively fine? Like
they
anything
could-
serious that?
They're not likely to die from these injuries as long as they're like treated, like clean bandages and that kind of stuff. So, like I say, a medicine check to,
Alright.
to
I
take
will-
care of them. You don't necessarily need to expend any kind of like
Yeah.
magical healing or
I'll just
anything. To,
offer to, actually dress their wounds properly and.
okay.
I'll pay Kella to bring them like mulled wine, like that's the warm wines, right?
Yeah.
A warm wine.
Okay.
So with their permission,
That'd
of
be another
course.
solo piece for 2 lines, basically.
Oh, bloody 9.
You're not really used to dressing the wounds, you know,
Yeah.
but you know you're not that kind of cleric for the most part. You know, cleaning up a corpse for a decent funeral or whatever, that's different.
Yeah.
But you do okay. It takes you a little bit of time.
They're moving a bit
You're-
too much.
Yeah, it's better than what they had already. So
Yeah.
you kind of take care of them, and you learn that the young woman's name is Sally, and the young gentleman is actually her fiance, Richard, and they were basically on their way south, basically to start a new life, get ready to get married and everything. They're just getting ready to kind of start a whole new life, and they've been given some gifts and stuff that they were carrying in this wagon, which was also a gift to them. But now it seems that everything that they had, other than a few coins in their purse, is now lost to them.
Well, I say we can help these travelers out.
I know my way around the swamps, or well, maybe not necessarily these swamps, but it's a swamp.
Yep, the area along the river, pretty much from the just north of the fork, through the fork, and then probably almost right up to here. There, especially during the fall, the bank, the river swells over its banks and everything. Kind of has these like pretty vast marshy areas that kind of follow along the river. The road itself kind of travels kind of outside the marsh, but has to cut through from time to time. So there'll be like stone bridges and stuff that they use. Most of the travel through here is actually on the river itself, because it's a little bit faster and safer on overall travel. But there are those that, well, can't either afford or don't want to wait for the next riverboat to carry them up or downstream. So, well, roadside travel is definitely an option.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come over and like talk to them. Like, how far out of town were you when you were?
Only maybe it took us about an hour and a half to get to this point. We had stopped to camp because, well, we didn't really feel that it was safe to travel at night in this storm. And we pulled off to the side and had made a little camp. And then we got attacked. Richard tried to harness up the horse and so that we could escape and take our things with us, but it just didn't work out. I had an uncle that was traveling with us to basically guard us, and while he was fending off the bullywugs, he fell. Pretty sure he's dead because he took a fairly serious hit. I saw a lot of blood, but we had to run. If you three look at like adventurers, just based off of your gear and everything, we don't have a whole lot of wealth, but there were a few items that we could give you from our wagon, if you like, as reward. They're just I would hope that you could possibly find out if my uncle truly is dead, and if not, rescue him. And then there was this item in the wagon that a family heirloom that I would very much like back. It belonged to my mother and, well, her mother before her.
What was your uncle's name?
Kevin.
And what's the heirloom look like in case they took stuff out of the wagon?
Well, it's a circlet. It's kind of a beautiful silver and gem circlet that kind of goes with a couple of little leaves and stuff that are on it. And there's a large blue stone in the center of it. It's not worth a lot, but it has been in my family for a long time. It's in a beautiful rosewood case with a little lock on it. There are some other items there that, like I said, we had received gifts from our family as we were traveling away. Anything you find, you're welcome to keep. Should you please return the items and possibly my uncle, if at all possible. And if he is dead and you can, could you at least recover his body and so that we can give it a proper burial?
He knows about burying people, but hopefully we won't need to.
We'll see if it is his time or not. If it is, then he was destined to fall protecting your lives.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but it would have been a noble death if it was.
So I'll flag down Kella and get them set up with a meal, and I'm gonna leave them with 5 gold.
Well, they have a little bit of coin in
They
it.
have some coin, so they're okay? Okay. Then, well, if her uncle is, if he's hurt, we should probably go sooner rather than later.
We should head out now.
It is about midnight.
Well,
Pretty late, just so
Yeah.
you know.
but, if we wait until morning, he might not.
He could be dead.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are just gonna...
I'm fine with traveling and be covered.
you already
I have
have all
torches.
your gear and everything.
Can we assume that us sitting at the inn doing our dinner and everything like that would have counted as a short rest?
You guys had a full rest. You guys had camped out and then basically made your way into town.
Okay.
You just easier to divvy up the loot when you're sitting
In a well-lit, warm room?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'll go back to the table, grab my pack, and, come on, Fox.
Fox
We
just
gotta
kind
go
of
find
looks
some
at you and
bullywogs.
curls up a little bit tighter.
It's not that cold out.
Starts shivering.
That's fake. That's not actual cold. You're not actually a physical creature.
He's like,
That's
ugh.
awful.
He gets up and begins to kind of limp towards the door.
I get into my bag, and I pull out, this makeshift little cloak. It's like one of the ones where he can, stick his front legs through it, and it just kind of covers his back a little bit. He
Alright.
looks absolutely ridiculous in it and hates it.
He's like, fine. I don't need it. But you guys step out into the rainy night and begin making your way north along the road, right?
I thought they said they came from the south.
No, they were traveling south.
They were traveling south. Okay.
Yes.
Lauren, what you said about it being his time, it could be. That's so true. Everything is connected. I'm
Yeah.
sure you brought them a lot of comfort.
I think
The gods are
that
have a plan for
For all of us.
everything.
Yeah.
well, they have strange plans, but
It's not for us to know.
at least they made it, and they're inside and they're warm.
So you step out into the the muck and rain and making your way northwards along the road. Luckily, the road itself through here is actually somewhat paved. There's a few spaces where the cobblestone has been kind of worn away, and there's dirt and mud that's kind of washed across it. But for the most part, it allows you to fairly safe and expedient travel northwards along the edges of the marsh. You cross over a stone bridge. It's only maybe 30 feet across, and it's a stone bridge, and it's got like a wooden cover over the top of it and everything. Take a few moments to kind of shake off a little bit and kick some mud off your boots and everything, and before trudging back off into the damp once again.
I make sure I have light cast.
Okay, I was just about to ask that.
I have dancing lights.
You're using dancing lights, and you have
I'll
light
put lights.
on your mace.
I'll put it on the mace. Yeah.
Makes it easy. It's almost like a torch.
Yeah.
I'll have one basically hover around hip height for everyone, for each person, so that way, including Fox, so that we can kind of see where we're putting our feet while we're
Okay.
moving.
Traveling along, and you come to a section where you see a wagon, kind of off to the side. If you would put it in, see that trio of trees over there?
There's
Yep.
a lot of trees.
Like right in the middle of that triangle of trees.
There?
A little bit more towards the center. There you go, right there.
There, okay. Where's the
Yep.
campfire?
It is on that side of the wagon.
Here?
Yep.
Okay.
And there is you see this wagon. It's very nice looking. It's not a carriage. It is an actual like Vardo. It's a very nice gypsy style caravan wagon. You don't see the remains of a horse anywhere around. You do, and the rain has kind of washed away any traces of tracks or footprints. But you do hear the steady croaks of frogs and other wildlife kind of out into the marshy bits itself. Go ahead and kind of put your miniatures out onto the table. You guys are on this side.
We're on this side.
Yep.
About how far in?
You guys are what, about, I'm going to say about 30 feet from the wagon.
I cast mage armor.
We're about this far up.
Okay.
Where do you want to be in relation to us? Just like that?
That works. But you see the wagon. It doesn't seem to be damaged at all. The harness for whatever beast of burden that would be pulling it is laying on the ground, kind of next to the wagon, the front wheels, kind of in the mud. It's not very healthy for the leather and wood and everything for it, but that's where it's currently at.
What, the wagon is on its side, you said?
No, the harness for
Okay.
The lanterns on the front of it are actually still lit, kind of casting kind of an eerie yellow glow around the area near the front of it.
So the croaking of frogs and stuff, does it sound like just regular frogs, or does it sound
just regular frogs.
So no deeper or louder croaks that could be frog creatures?
Give me a perception check.
18.
You kind of stop and you listen a little bit, and every once in a while, yes, you think you do hear something a little bit larger, a little bit more deep, with a little bit more deep resonance to it.
How close does it seem, or like which direction, whatever I can make out with the
It seems to
rain?
be coming from this direction a little bit. There's a bit of, a little bit more, see this tree right here?
This tree?
Yeah,
Okay.
that pool of water that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right in that general area. And then again, over in that other pool that's kind of away from the camp just a little bit.
Okay. So I hear a few louder creatures from over there, and over there.
If I listen, are they saying anything? Are they speaking Bullywug?
Let's see, what languages do bullywugs speak?
Hopefully they speak Bullywug, 'cause
Language,
that's
yes,
what I wrote
bullywug.
down.
They speak bullywug.
Okay, good.
The language what you hear, give me a perception check first off. Let's see if you can actually hear it.
11.
11. You hear deeper croaking, but you can't really tell whether or not it's bullywugs or just maybe a larger frog. Perhaps.
Toad.
You don't hear it quite well enough to actually make anything out if it is a language.
Okay. You heard that I cast Mage Armor. I'm really
Yes.
looking up. Okay. What do I know? What do I know about bullywugs? Are they pack hunters? Are they going to shoot us with poison darts? Are
Yes,
they
all of
quick
those
to-
things.
Okay.
They are pretty cruel hunters. They like to capture their prey alive and present it to their chieftain or priest or whoever happens to be in charge of their band before killing it and eating it.
Okay. I will take the dancing lights that I've got cast and I will basically swoosh them out over the campsite so as to not make us lit up targets at this point.
Okay.
And to see, do I see Kevin's body or the horse's body?
You do not see either of those things.
Would they have been likely to take Kevin's body if he were dead?
Yes, they would. They will eat humans.
They'll
Horses.
eat something even if it's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they don't eat living things.
So I will have brought you guys up on bullywug behaviors and hunting tactics on our stroll.
They
through
are
the
definitely
muck to get
ambushers,
here.
though.
They do like to ambush.
Right.
So
Well, there's a good chance that if we head straight to the caravan, the wagon, that they will ambush us. I think we should flank around and try and see if we can, not get surrounded by them.
okay. I'll go around towards the front of the wagon and pick up the harness then.
Oh, well, I think that's a bad idea. Heading to the wagon in general is
You want to go
I
out
want to
and
go
around?
Yes.
Okay,
The wagon's the ambush site.
that's true. Okay, well,
So we head this way.
so we'll go out around the wagon and then come into the campsite?
So we're gonna circle around this way.
Alright, Siobhan. As they're kind of talking, you're kind of watching and you're listening, you're kind of keeping an eye out. And you see something near the tree behind the wagon over there shift ever so slightly, just kind of creep forward. Staying in the shadows, very low to the ground, but of a significant size to be not like just say like a small creature. It is of a decent enough size that it kind of makes you concerned.
It looks like one of our slimy friends is over by that tree, by the wagon, off
Maybe.
to the right of it.
Maybe we should let's flank around that way. It's a little closer.
I can move my lights over there so we can see it better. So I will move my lights.
Alright, move your light over there. Put this between the wagon and the tree. You see a large, slimy frog kind of creeping along through the muck and everything, and as the light lights up, you see the eyes kind of give off that shine, kind of like when you use a flashlight at a frog in the dark, and its eyes kind of glow a little bit, and it kind of its throat kind of bubbles up, and it croaks out at you guys. And what are you guys doing? It seems to kind of creep ever closer to you, but once there's light there, it just kind of stops for a minute and just kind of croaks. It seems to be looking in your guys' direction though.
Okay. Well, here, you guys go ahead and
Well,
do
what kind
you
of-
wanna do.
What kind of frog? That's not a bullywug, is it?
Yeah, I've never
I
seen
think
it
all
before.
of those-
No, that's just
Two legs.
it's just a giant.
Giant toad. You would probably know it too. You could probably turn into it.
They're okay barbecue.
Yeah, technically, no, you can't turn into
You can't
this.
into that.
They have a swim speed. You're not allowed to turn into anything with swim speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, do I know if they domesticate them?
Sometimes.
Would they be wearing any gear or anything if they were domesticated? Okay.
Unless it was a particularly prized frog.
If it doesn't seem hostile, I would like to cast Friends.
Does friends work on non-humanoids?
It doesn't really specify. It says,
So then,
for the duration you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you.
okay, well, alright, I'll allow it.
Okay.
It doesn't need a save or anything, it's just basically on you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
After 1 minute, it will realize that it has been magic, but it's not a very intelligent creature. Don't tell it I said that. But, and then I will. What do these things like to eat?
Larger prey, basically. They are carnivorous.
Okay.
Large insects, rats. If they are trained by the bullywugs, you know that they'll eat like bits of meat and stuff
Okay.
that's thrown at you. They'll eat pretty much anything.
I'll grab a thing of rations out of my pack,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna kind of toss it off into the swamp over there, nearest the frog. I'm hoping to distract it into eating that.
Alright, give me a animal handling check. That's charisma based, right?
Probably.
Wisdom.
It's wisdom.
Yeah.
Maybe persuasion.
Sure, I'll allow it.
So either a 14 or 9, so 14.
14. Alright, it kind of sits there for a little bit and it splashes over into the muck.
Could you put that on that side of the tree? There you go. I'm just hoping to distract it enough that it.
How close is it?
It's like 10 feet away.
Okay, it'll sit there for a little bit and then just kind of go over there and
Frogs do look weird when
it's
you
like-
walk too.
does the tongue thing and just snatches it up.
Okay.
Do we see any other
Give me a perception check.
movements? Yeah, not as bad this time. That's a 9.
9. Alright. It is not very stealthy. That pool of water that's next to this tree closest to me here, yep. You see this frog kind of come up out of it and move about 15 feet closer to you.
Oh, frogs are coming. But you said that the bullywugs train them?
Yeah.
Are they normally aggressive towards people otherwise? Animal people? Swamp person?
I think that's a slur.
Are the frogs,
person.
are untamed giant frogs usually hostile? Or do they just go for smaller
Give me a
prey?
nature check. Would you also like to?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I got a natural 1.
You have no idea.
5. It's a frog.
Yeah.
We eat them.
9.
9? You are not completely certain either. It could go either way. You didn't really grow up in a swampy environment, so these particular beasts are relatively unfamiliar to you. But like any other animal, if it's territorial or whatever, it could very well attack.
So they're carnivorous, but you assume there's bullywugs around here. It's
You
heading
are a
our
little
direction.
bit large for the type of prey they would normally go
Yeah.
after.
The frogs, at least, not necessarily the bullywugs.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little nervous about this one.
Okay, the other one that ate that little bit of food
Uh-huh.
moves about 20 feet closer to you guys.
Can they go diagonal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna hold out my hand, and in bullywug, I'm gonna say, stop. Does it hold its movement?
I don't know. Make a persuasion check.
See if it's a trained one.
18?
18. And he kind of stops, crouches down a little while, hunkers down,
Good frog.
kind of blows up a little bit.
Good frog.
Guys, these are trained, which means that there's bullywugs nearby. I think
It's just, it's not killing us yet. That's all I'm just trying to do.
right, but we should probably take care of them before the bully.
Yeah. It seems nice.
Perception checks for everyone.
Natural 20, 24.
All right.
14. Oh, nice.
21.
All right. You all notice this patch of water right here.
Uh-huh.
These two guys come popping out and they leap 30 feet forward. They come springing out of the water. They got these spears and these shields and everything. And they kind of come running up. They're like, ah!
All right, I'm guessing initiative.
Initiatives.
Yep. Oh no.
19.
That's my job now.
She had a natural 20 on a 19.
Oh no, she
No,
shouldn't
actually, no,
have
you don't have a
ability.
-1 anymore because of that. It's just a 0. Your initiative is not plus or minus anything. It's 0. Sorry. Your dex. That means anything that uses dex here is also either a 0. So you don't have a -1. You added all that before you added your elf, so your elf gave you dexterity. That's why those numbers are off.
Okay. Morn?
13.
Siobhan?
Siobhan.
20.
Siobhan? It's the B. Throws me off. Froggies?
Frog goes on 7.
Bully?
Bullywugs go on 6.
Okay. Ruka is first, and I'm gonna direct the lights basically up above us so that we are in a well-lit area and we can see them. I'm pretty sure they have night vision, right?
Yeah, they have.
But the area was already well lit, so it's not gonna get anything for that. And then I will prepare Firebolt, but not cast it yet. So I'm holding my action till they attack.
Okay, so
Next it's Siobhan.
Okay, well, Siobhan is not going to hold her action, and she's going to cast Firebolt at this guy right here.
firebolt. Okay. Roll to hit.
3.
3.
Yes.
Is that with your spell attack modifier?
Let's see.
Not that it's likely to
So
hit,
it's-
but
Yeah, it's 6. No. Spell attack, so 7.
alright. What's your wisdom modifier?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got a +4. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of.
Yeah, that is definitely not gonna hit. But you're just like, and there's like a splash of muck and water kind of in front of it, and a little sizzle of steam from where the fire goes out, like basically just in front of the bullywug.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I'm gonna yell at the bullywog that I'm friends with
The
ish.
frog?
You're the frog.
Sorry, yeah, not the bullywog, but the frog. And be like, it's dangerous! Run away!
I would have given it an attack command against the other bullywugs.
I don't think it's that kind of spell. I think like charm person, I could totally do that.
Not that kind of friendship.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to
But
look.
So is that gonna be your action?
Yeah, I'll
Alright.
do that instead of the firebolt.
Okay. Well, I can't do anything until it comes
Yeah.
around to its turn. Alright, who's next?
Morn.
Alright, so I'm going to kind of move here. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on this one here. So he has a dex save of 13.
Dex save, that's a bullywug. It will fail.
Alright. So it will take d8 radiant damage. 1 point of radiant damage.
So you kind of move over to the side and you're like, and this golden flame kind of erupts around it, but the damp and everything around it and its skin is just kind of like, doesn't seem to be quite as effective as you had hoped.
Yeah.
Froggity frog.
Alright, the frog. Alright, so that frog over there,
This one? Or-
no, the one on the far side, kind of looks and kind of hurriedly like leaps off to that side 30 feet, back towards the tree it came from.
Kind of bump.
While the other frog just kind of looks at you, moves a little bit closer
How much is a little bit?
to basically into melee range with you.
Melee range.
Moves a little bit closer and then tries to bite you.
All right.
Oh, I think that will actually wind up hitting you. 21.
Yeah, that definitely is a wind up.
So as it moves up closer, it's like, shoots its tongue out and drags your arm closer to its mouth and bites you on the arm, causing 6 points of piercing damage, and you are considered grappled.
Okay.
They can't swallow you though; you're too big.
It
It tries. Its arm is kind of like, or your arm is like down in its mouth, and it's like.
It's hot. It is the bullywug's turn.
Meanwhile, the bullywugs, seeing that you're grappled, decide that they are going to move towards you. You are the closest non-engaged target. So one moves up to the fox, and the other one moves up to her.
Shit.
Okay.
So there, and there.
Do you have a monsters manual? I don't have Fox's stats.
Um,
Well, actually, hang on,
You
it might be back here. That's fine. Keep doing what you're doing.
The first bullywug is going to attempt to attack you with its spear. Free.
Okay.
It's going to hit an armor class of 15.
Miss.
Okay. And then the other bullywug is going to throw a net over the fox. So he's going to. That is an 18. So
You want me to go with the cat stats for now until we get his figured out?
yeah.
Okay. So, does he get a reflex save to try and get out of the way?
No, it's an attack roll. Throws the net over it.
Oh,
It's an AC of 18.
That's definitely a hit then.
Okay. So he is currently grappled. Yes, thank you.
If that is all the bullywugs are doing,
That is it.
it's initiative.
All right.
20. Morn?
2.
Frogs?
Frogs. 17.
Bullies?
17.
Okay. Siobhan?
You're first.
So she is going to move here, and she's going to change into a dire wolf.
All right.
Pull out the big gray dire wolf. And yes, you do take up the 4th spot. You're
large.
large.
All right. So you run over there, and as you get within range, you quickly transform into this large gray wolf. What are you gonna do?
She is going to bite at
All
Polywog.
right. Roll to hit.
So 15.
So the fox does count for pack tactics, right? As a-
Yes.
So you do have advantage on your attack roll.
Okay.
You can roll twice, take the highest. Your first one was better, but still.
I don't know.
14 plus 5, so it would be 19.
Does that look about right?
Is it comparable to a cat? What's a cat's CR?
The cat CR is 0 for
Then no.
10 XP. Well, a Mastiff is the CR 1/8, so
Yeah.
I figured it was about the same.
What'd you get?
19.
19. That is a hit. Use the cat stats. Just say
So
it's a
then-
fox.
It's the 2d6 plus 3 for piercing.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
14.
14. All right.
Does it have anything else?
Is that the one that you? That is not the one you sacred flamed.
It is.
It is.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. So you run up to it and just sink your teeth into it and shake it about, and it falls to the ground dead.
Oh, I was about to have to make a save or fall prone, but dead is.
It falls
Better.
Yeah, it's definitely prone.
Better is better. Alright, after Siobhan is the frogs and the bullies.
All right.
So I know that they can't speak, but can she give like a howl?
Yes, you can howl.
She's gonna give a howl.
All right.
Are you trying to intimidate them?
Yeah.
That bullywug goes to attack you, Bree, because you were still in base contact with it.
Okay.
And it's going to hit an armor class of 16.
That's a hit.
And that will be with its spear for 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it is actually going to try to bite you because its companion has fallen, so it is in a little bit more dire straits. So it might be better to try to take you down, but that's not going to hit. It's going to hit an AC of 12.
That is a miss.
Alright. Meanwhile, the frog that's basically got a hold of your arm,
Yeah.
will basically open its mouth. Its tongue has still got a hold of your arm, and it's going to try to bite you again.
Okay.
But it can't. Its tongue is kind of in the way and everything. It's confused. It's trying to swallow you, but you're too big, and it's just a mess.
And it's too dumb to know better.
Meanwhile, the other frog is like, "Whoa, wait a minute! What the fuck am I doing?" And hops back 30 feet.
Yep.
There you go. And that's its turn.
Alright.
So that's the frogs and the bullies. It is Ruka's turn. She's kind of like, ah! Because, just being stabbed fucking sucks. And then she's going to firebolt at it.
All right.
10.
Oh, no, you miss.
That's distracting.
Again, it just kind of sizzles into the marshy ground near the bullywug.
Okay. Can Fox try and get out of the net?
Yeah.
So it's just a what?
DC 11.
Strength or dexterity, right?
Dex?
Yeah, you
He's
can
wiggly?
use either Dex or
13.
All right, so it's like kind of slips out from underneath it, and what do you want it to do?
Go over to the wagon and see if Kevin's in there.
All right.
Do that telepathically. So he will take the path of least combatant to
So-
get to the
You would
wagon.
still
He was
take
in
it.
base contact
Yeah.
with the bullywug, so the bullywug will still take a swipe at it, hitting an AC of 7,
Miss.
and it goes over towards the wagon. All right.
Okay. So that's Ruka's turn. It is Morn's turn now.
Alright. He is going to, with his mace, hit the frog that's attacking him.
Okay.
12.
The frog. That will hit.
Alright. Mace doesn't do too much damage. 6 points of bludgeoning.
6. Alright,
Yep.
so you whack the frog on the top. It's got your arm. You're like, whack! Trying to get it to let go. But he still kind of holds fairly
Yeah.
firm.
Okay. Initiative.
Alright.
So I think technically Fox is supposed to have his own initiative, but I'm just gonna have him do stuff on my turn. So I'm not gonna keep track of 2.
It works.
Morn?
12.
Siobhan?
2.
Frog?
Frogs go on 9.
Bullies?
The bullywug goes on 13.
Okay. Bullywug is first.
Alright. He's a little shocked that you guys are holding fast, but let's see. His courage remains true, so he's going to basically stab at you again with his spear. He's only going to hit an AC of 8,
Miss.
but he is going to attempt to also bite you That will definitely hit. And his bite is a 4. 3 points of piercing damage as he bites down on your leg. And kind of gives this weird like froggy growl. Yeah, pretty much. It's not very scary at all.
Well, I mean, it's kind of scary. He's got his fucking teeth in my leg. But I'll take it.
It's like Justin from Stranger Things.
You like these pearly whites? Morn's turn.
Alright,
Morn.
again, he's just gonna try and hit up that
Same frog?
the same frog. But nope, that's not doing anything. It's a miss. It's 9.
9. Yeah.
Frogs.
Not far off though. Just FYI. Alright. So that frog will release you with
Okay.
its tongue because it's decided that you cannot be swallowed, and he's just going to try to bite you. Gonna hit an AC of 17.
That's right on the money.
All right. 4 points of piercing damage. Meanwhile, the other frog hops around and he's going to try to come around to aid the bullywug. So move it 6 towards Ruka.
That was 2. You're
That
good.
was 2. You're good.
He tries to bite you.
Is he
9.
at disadvantage because, we're friends?
No, but he got
Well, he still is.
yes. He hops up and is like, tries to grab you with his tongue, but completely ineffective.
Is that done with the frog then?
Yep.
Alright, Ruka's turn. She is going to kind of whimper in pain and use her action to disengage and move behind the giant scary wolf.
Alright.
Preferably yeah, there we go. Because, you're fluffy and she's dying. And then it is Siobhan's turn.
So she's going to move up closer. She's going to snarl at him, like
Alright.
saliva dripping from her fangs, and she's going to bite him.
Alright.
16.
16, that will hit.
10.
10. Alright, so you reach out and grab hold of the bullywug and you shake and tear at it. It is not dead, but he is looking really rough at the moment.
So he's got a DC 13 strength check or be.
Strength?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he plants his feet and is just ready to go. He's still there.
Ready to go roll initiative?
Ready to
Natural
roll.
20. Morn?
14.
Siobhan?
16.
Frogs?
3,
Bullywugs?
5.
Okay. So Ruka will go first. She will cast Firebolt at the bullywug that stabbed her.
Alright,
24.
that is a hit.
So he will take 4 points of fire damage.
Alright, so you launch your bolt of red flame into
Red
its
flame.
face, and it kind of like hits and it kind of catches on some of like the reeds and stuff that it's got woven into its armor, and it kind of catches on fire and it's like and drops to the ground dead. Reminds you of some good home cooking though.
She's low-key gonna go for some froggy legs after this. But does Fox find anything in the wagon? Does he hear anything? Smell any human?
He's inspecting it.
What
give
the
me,
fuck? Get off the counter! Get down!
I don't understand how
You
it's chasing
never
the boat.
get on the counter.
Oh, she was on it earlier.
What the fuck?
Hurry. Focus. Roll investigation for your focus.
Can he get advantage because he's sniffing?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then he ain't no shit. Investigation is intelligence based, right?
Yeah.
2.
Alright.
Doesn't he get to use mine because he's like familiar?
No.
We'll work on that. So,
Alright.
He finds nothing. He finds a wagon.
He kind of goes around and looks about, but he doesn't find a body of any kind of creature or anything over there.
Okay. After Ruka, it is Siobhan.
Okay, Siobhan is going to move over here. And she's gonna bite that guy.
Alright. Bite the frog.
She says to bite. 17.
That's it.
Oh,
Oh,
It really is a nibble.
5.
5.
5 points.
Alright,
Double
that is the
snake eyes.
injured one.
yeah.
So you reach out and snip at it, but it kind of hops to the side and you just kind of snip a little bit of the skin and everything. You draw blood, but not enough to do any like serious harm to the creature.
Then it is Morn's turn.
Alright, Morn.
I'm going
You
to.
are no longer grappled.
Alright. I'm going to attack this one
The one that you've been trying
Yeah.
to beat off.
with my mace. Nope. That's a 6.
Phrasing.
You said it.
I am going to bonus action healing word on myself, though.
Alright.
4.
It doesn't really change gameplay at all, but Fox is going to move onto the wagon where it's dry.
Alright.
Okay.
Or at least drier.
That's basically it for me because I don't really want to move or else I'd get attacks of opportunity on myself.
Bullywugs are not there anymore, so sorry, frogs.
Frogs. Alright. The frog that you've been tussling with this whole time is going to attempt to bite you. You're going to hit an AC of 6. So completely ineffectual. But the other frog is going to turn and face off with the wolf in a battle of beasts to the death. Attacks. It's an AC of 12.
Miss.
Mm.
He just kind of gently licks you a little bit.
Initiative.
Initiative. Snarls. Oh hey, that's a good one.
Natural
Okay.
1.
Morn,
17.
Siobhan,
1.
Frog.
11.
Okay. Morn.
Again, the same frog I've been trying to take out.
See? Take out is so much better, John.
16.
16 is a hit.
Yes, there we go. For 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright. Again, you bring the mace down on top of its head, but its skull is pretty thick. It seems to kind of shrug it off with its kind of leathery, moist skin.
Yeah. Alright.
Right, after Morn, it is the frog's turn.
Alright. He just kind of croaks at you, and the tongue comes lashing out to attack you, hitting an armor class of 6! While the other frog continues to battle with the dire wolf. But as he tries to kind of bite into you, his foot kind of slips in some of the muck, and his tongue just like lashes out off to the side. And he kind of has to regain its footing a little bit.
After the frogs is Ruka. She's going to shoot at the one that is on Morn, because he seems to be having some troubles. So I'll move 2 squares this way, if you would, please. Yep. And 5 volts. We'll hit with a 25.
That is a hit.
The rails back on the counter again.
Shoot.
3 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
Points. Alright.
Just being naughty.
Seriously.
So you scorch its hide just a little bit, but it is standing strong.
That is a damn strong frog.
Yeah.
To be fair, you guys aren't hit
No, we're not
very
really.
hard. So
We're trying.
no, you are trying. Alright.
Siobhan.
Okay, she's gonna bite this guy again. Is that a 6?
That's a 6, yeah.
I don't understand.
11.
Hit on the nose.
7.
7. Alright. You clamp onto it, kind of tear a little bit at its flesh, and some blood kind of dribbles down its side, and it just kind of shifts its body towards you and kind of puffs up a little bit.
strength check or it's knocked prone?
Sure. Why not?
Are frogs prone?
Yeah,
She could flip
he
it.
saves.
Initiative. Morn.
14.
Siobhan.
4.
Frogs.
So 8.
Okay. Ruka is first. She's going to try and firebolt at the same one again. These are some really tough frogs, guys. 13 hit points.
Hit.
Sorry, 13 to hit.
Hit. D10.
Jesus.
That was almost in your
Cock.
coffee.
That's the third 2 I've rolled.
Alright.
2 hit points of damage doing.
Again, a small bit of sizzling and a little puff of steam as you kind of blister its rubbery hide just a little bit.
Well, you don't want to burn it. Now I just need to go around to the other side and get from there.
Alright.
She's preparing her dinner.
Slow roasting this thing. Very
Alright.
slow.
Just mace again, just trying to pummel it. Nope. That's a 7.
Damn. So as you guys are just struggling with these frogs, they're just these are obviously behemoths of hell. They are just horribly
Devil
dangerous
toad.
beasts. Devil toad. All right, who's next?
Next it is Devil Toads.
Fear creeps into your eyes as you realize that they are moving closer, trying to rend your flesh from your bones.
Nom 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 nom.
10.
No.
All right, and then against you, 17.
Yes.
Alright. For 6 points of piercing damage as it clamps onto your hind leg and just kind of tries to swallow you, but you are much larger than it. It's just like
Yeah.
but your hind leg is just kind of like shoved down the frog's throat. It's
Alright.
very not comfortable at all.
Probably slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
Siobhan's
of
turn.
undulating a little bit. It just feels really unpleasant.
Your fur's gonna be all matted and kind of tacky.
She's gonna have to clean it.
You gotta lick it.
Let him shift back and you'll be fine.
7.
Jesus, guys.
Initiative.
Their armor class is 11.
Morn.
6.
Siobhan.
4.
Frog.
11.
Sweet. Okay, Ruka's first. I'm gonna move up so that I am in that. Basically, I want to be next to what's his butt,
Right there.
right there, facing towards him. I want to cast Thunder Wave, and I want to get the 2 frogs in it.
Aren't you gonna hit him?
I would
Hit
if
her?
I weren't an evocation caster.
You can shape it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I cast Thunder Wave, so it's a DC 14 Constitution saving throw from each frog.
So fail. The one that he's been fighting fails,
Okay.
and the other one fails.
So they each take 5 points of damage.
5.
Could have been
Alright.
worse. Could have been a
So
lot better.
the one that you've been fighting this whole time gets knocked backwards because they failed, so they get moved 10 feet directly away from her.
So that would actually be that way for that
Yeah.
one.
And as he goes flying backwards, you see bits of like skin and flesh and blood kind of like spray out of it. And he kind of lands with a sickening kind of squelchy thud in the muck over there and is not moving. The other one also goes flying off 10 feet from her and lands and kind of wriggles and gets back up on its feet.
And I say in Bullywug, I told you to run! Because I'm sassy like that. And then
But
I
he's looking pretty rough.
So this one was dead, right?
That one is dead.
Okay. That makes it the frog's turn.
Alright, the frog. Yeah, he's gonna kind of very slowly and limply kind of moves 30 feet away towards the tree where it was originally at. And then it's going to use its action to dash to go another 30 feet. So,
He gone.
Oh, he's still within some a little bit of range.
Morn's turn.
I'm gonna Sacred Flame it, so DC 13, Dex 5.
Natural 15.
Oh.
So the flame kind of licks around behind it, but it's you misjudge.
Yeah.
Siobhan?
Oh, let's see. So if she has enough, because she has a speed of 50, she can go after him.
Okay.
So she's gonna bite him right in the ass.
All right.
So 10, right?
10.
Yeah.
You like snip at it, but
Or at least get a
do
little
not-
bit of skin, maybe.
No.
Who's next?
It's initiative.
Oh, okay.
Move double movement on its next turn because it dashed this time.
No.
Okay. Just checking. Morn?
2.
Siobhan?
3.
Frog?
17.
Frog is first.
All right. It disengages and moves 6 squares. Okay.
Okay. And then it's Ruka's turn. She's gonna yell after Siobhan, "Don't go too far, it might be a trap!" And then she's gonna make her way over towards the wagon.
All right.
And then it's Siobhan's turn.
As you get over to the wagon, you see the fox laying underneath the wagon on a pile of like burlap sacks and stuff. Just kind of.
It's not that cold.
Siobhan is going to abandon chase because she's more interested in going over here now.
Okay.
So
Give me a perception check. It is a smell base, so I believe you get advantage on it.
okay. Yes. 12.
12. As you get closer
So
to the
you
wagon,
still use your perception for that one because it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
13.
as you get closer to the wagon, you pick up the scent of fresh blood. Not frog or bullywug, but human.
Human. So can I turn back into a person? Or do I need to wait?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
turn back.
Alright.
As long as nobody is chasing after it, we'll be done with initiative as it basically disappears into the marsh.
I think I was probably just gonna. I still have my turn. I was probably gonna move close enough up where I could Sacred Flame it one more time and just see if I can.
Okay.
Take it out.
Yeah, like it's this. I've got a 60-foot range, so I'm just gonna just up by here, try and do one last time as it goes away. So
Okay.
DC 13, Dex save.
No, it fails. It only has 1 hit point, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to roll, damn it. 8 max damage.
It's hopping, limping, barely alive off into the swamp, trying desperately to escape.
Where was that 4 rounds
I
ago?
know, right?
And then all of a sudden it's like,
Saving it.
it kind of flops up into the air and lands upside down in the muck.
Death is fickle.
Alright. As you guys regroup and begin searching around the wagon.
I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to get the frog slime out of my wounds, because
Okay.
that seems unsanitary.
Alright.
And then I will de-frog slime the other people if they wish to be de-slimed.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And then, yeah, we'll check out the wagon.
Searching the wagon, you find that the door itself is open. It's, well, not open, it is unlocked in the back of the wagon. Do you guys...
Yeah, I'll go and take a look. I want to see if maybe Kevin's in there and actually maybe they've kept him alive as bait or something.
As you open up the wagon, you look inside and you see a variety of different things, luggage and stuff. There's a fairly large bed that is kind of put up in like almost like a loft type area, and then 2 slightly smaller beds that are kind of on either side that basically would normally like fold up, kind of like a
An RV.
like a hide-a-bed type thing.
Yeah.
That basically, or would otherwise become benches or whatever. There's a small wood-burning stove inside that is giving off a very slight amount of warmth. On top of it, there is a like a small kettle. You can see that it is dry. It's basically just been sitting on this thing
So it's
for
been
a while.
The liquid's evaporated. And,
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be currently damaged in any way.
Okay.
You see some clothing hanging on hangers and stuff, kind of in like a little, almost like a small closet that's built into one area of the wagon. And there's like a chest, a couple of chests that are basically kind of shoved off to the sides a little bit. Kind of cruising around. You do find the small rosewood box that has the circlet inside of it. And as you open up the box, you see the gemstone in the center of it is glowing just ever so slightly. It's kind of a pale blue gemstone. It's a very beautiful, very finely crafted circlet. You're looking at it, it looks almost elvish in its overall design, as far as the way the swooping kind of curled silver and everything, and the way the leaves and everything are fashioned. This looks like it's actually worth a lot more than what the girl had
Insinuated.
Yeah, especially considering that the gemstone in the center of it is glowing.
Ruka, do you have time to cast on this and find out, because this stone looks
Magical.
magical?
Yeah. I do. Trey, can you heal me a little bit with that wand?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 12, I'm feeling about a 3.
Okay.
And then I'll start to ritual cast.
So do we see
I
any
did.
sign of Kevin then?
No, the place looks really well put together. I mean, it's not a mess. Doesn't look like the bullywugs had tried to dig through it or anything.
You
7
will
plus your
Yes.
spell casting modifier.
Plus your spell casting. Okay.
Yeah, so plus your wisdom modifier.
12. Cool. That puts me way past full.
Alrighty.
I feel peachy.
The beds are very neatly made. Nothing is strewn about anywhere.
Is there any like documents or papers inside the wagon that might give it-
Inside one of the chests, you do find a series of books.
just books, but nothing that like says like, yes, this wagon is owned by the couple who say they owned it.
Nothing like that, but there are women's clothing and men's clothing. There's nothing here that would suggest that wasn't theirs.
Are there his and hers towels? Anything
Well, there's, like I said, there's clothing there for
Multiple.
2 or 3 people. Some of it is definitely women's dresses, and some of it is definitely more of a slightly larger men's attire. The books that you see are books on. They're lore books for the most part.
Okay.
Some of it is. What languages do you?
Common, Doran, Abyssal, Infernal, Celestial, and Venetian.
Yeah, you don't know this language.
Okay.
As you're looking at it.
Well, I can't read these. Does anyone here know?
I would be
Well,
happy
I'm-
to look at them once I'm finished with
Yeah.
the spell.
You said that you speak Elvish?
No.
No. I have Common, Elvish, Sylvan, and Druidic.
You're kind of looking over it and you recognize it. It is, it's Elvish, but it's very close to Sylvan. It's very, very old style Elvish, like old. The books don't look particularly old, but the language that it's written in is very, very archaic Elvish. And it goes into a lot of Fey lore.
Well, this is an old language, a bunch of lore about the Fae.
That circlet kind of looks elvish. I wonder
Yeah.
if the circlet's mentioned in one of these books. I mean, I can't read it. I can't look through it.
You want to try
Should
to
we take
flip
some time
through it?
to, kind of flip
Alright,
through
so
it
you start
and
kind of like flipping through it and everything. At this point, you get done with your identify, and you come to realize that this is a circlet of telepathy and mind read, detect thoughts.
What a great wedding gift. Alright. It's like, for talking mind to mind with people and reading people's thoughts. This circlet, that is. It's kind of an ironic wedding gift.
Are they paired?
I think it's just the one. Whoever's wearing it basically gets the benefit. Is it part of a set?
No.
Okay.
It would require attunement.
Yeah. Can I tell from casting on it if it's attuned to someone? Alright. I'm gonna settle in and cast another spell for ritual magic. I'm gonna cast detect magic just to
Okay.
see if there's anything else inside the wagon that could be of interest.
Actually, yes.
And
the
Fox-
wagon itself glows.
This is a magical wagon. Ruka, but Fox, by the way, has come inside and curled up next to the oven.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much everything on the interior that's basically part of the wagon, the beds, the blankets, the iron stove, the kettle, pretty much everything in here except for like the books and the clothing and
Things
stuff
that were
like
added later.
Yeah, are all part of the same enchantment.
Okay.
What kind of magic?
What kind of magic is it? Evocation, conjuration.
Conjuration and enchantment,
Okay.
transmutation.
Let me find out. And I settle in and I cast identify.
All right.
We're gonna be here a little bit.
Well, so while she's doing the ritual casting, I'm gonna step back outside and try and survival check to see if I can see where they might have dragged Kevin off to if he's
Okay.
still, because we still haven't found him, so I still want to try to see if we can figure out 12.
You do find further away from the encampment, kind of close to the body of water over here, you find an area where it looks like the fight took place at. There's lots of, the mud is churned up quite a bit. You see some heavy footprints of what you would guess is a decent sized human male. Some prints that look a lot like what you saw from the bullywugs, because you can just kind of go over it,
Yeah.
compare and everything. But as far as which direction it goes, it looks like it might go further into the swamp. Give me a perception check.
8.
8.
No.
So as I was flipping through the book, did I see anything else
Are there
of interest? Are there
Honestly?
pictures?
You're kind of looking through it, but it seems almost jumbled and random, almost. It just seems to jump from story to story, tale and like different time frames. Kind of, it's not in any kind of order that you can kind of make sense of.
Is this somewhere really?
Because it'll be talking about one
Decent
thing,
comparison.
and then it'll reference something else, and it'll talk about that for a while, and then it
And
goes
we're
back to
walking.
the other thing. You're not finding a whole lot of useful information. Maybe if you sat down and read each one of them cover to cover, you might and by the end of it you might understand. But just kind of flipping through it, trying to do research, they're just too chaotic.
Well, this isn't much help at the moment.
Kinda. It is kinda like that. It is almost like a similar to the magic of a tiny hut or magnificent mansion or something along those lines. It is essentially a
Summonable wagon.
summonable wagon.
Wow.
Speaking of summonable wagon, is there a sign that there were actual horses, or does it appear like it's pulled by other means?
You did find the harness and stuff out in the front.
Does it shrink down at a command word? Okay. Do I need to be attuned to it?
No.
Okay.
Right, on a hunch, what kind of check would it be to look at the harness and see if it's actually been worn by something in relatively recently?
Give me intelligence check, I guess.
No, I can't tell. It's a 6.
Just some bad rolls.
Yeah, I even switched dice.
Yeah, looking at it with it being all kind of in the muck and everything, it's really kind of hard to tell.
Not that they'd be walking, but maybe
Yeah.
they just, carried the wagon with them and popped it out when they needed to.
That's what I'm thinking.
Looking through as you get done, and you put the books back into the box and everything. You kind of close it off. You notice that there is still one area you haven't really investigated. There's like a door that, there's a door at the very, very back of the wagon. That's basically how you get in. There's like a little bit of set of steps and everything. And then there's like another door that would go out to where the seat of the wagon would be at.
She's gonna walk over there and open the door.
Alright, you open it up and you see another room, like a small bedroom almost. And you see that there's like a bed, about a queen size bed with a foot chest at the front of it. Little nightstands on either side of it. Another small wood burning stove, and some more clothing and stuff kind of hanging up inside of it.
She's going to go in and start looking around.
All right, you go in and start looking around, and you find some clothes and stuff like that, but you don't find anything.
What about in the chest?
In the chest, you find spare blankets, another pillow. That's about it.
She'll grab one of the blankets and go out and lay it on the fox.
The fox is out in the. He's inside the.
He's
wagon,
inside.
right?
Yeah, he's inside the wagon, but
Alright,
Next
you
to
go
the
over,
stove,
cover him up,
wood-burning
and
stove.
he's pretty happy about
he
it.
chuffs in happiness.
Well, I can't tell where Kevin seems to have gone. Maybe they drag him off that direction. I don't know for certain. I can't really find much out there right now. It's dark and the rain is.
Yeah, by this time it's like 2 in the morning.
Clearly, it was his time to go.
We could look for more bollywogs in the morning,
Yeah, we
in the
could.
light.
Do you want to?
We could camp in the wagon.
I mean, that's the smart choice.
And if anything, what you said, it takes a command word to shrink it down. We could just,
Mm-hmm.
if we can't find any beast of burden,
We just bring it with.
yeah,
Sure.
just
Question.
Okay.
Could she pull it in one of her animal forms?
Yeah, I'm pretty
As
sure
a
you
wolf?
could turn into a horse.
Okay.
Or bear.
Well, yeah, I was thinking like a bear or something would be fun.
But yeah, you could pull it. And with that, we'll call it a night.
Yeah.